right, good morning. Yeah, come allez-vous? How are you? Guten Morgen. Yeah. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of almost 20,000 traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning trades. Oh, YouTube is slow today. Hang on. Is it me? No, it's not me. All right. Well, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm getting spinning on YouTube. Anyways, let's get back to it. Let me remind you that trading's risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble. Focus on the long term. Never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Yeah, I'm getting one of these things, you see? Cool. But I'm pulling 830 or... Anywho, yeah. Which ain't bad for Wi-Fi. Anyways, so let me know how I can help, man. We're going to go through the charts today. We're going to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm out of trades. I got knocked out of everything. I hit all my limit orders. I'm out. Just wiped everything off this coaching platform. That's it. I'm done. So now I got to spend considerable more effort entering trades. See, it's easy to let winners run. It's difficult to make good trades. That's why I never understand why many retail Forex traders get in and out of trades all the time. Getting into a good trade is difficult. Letting it run is easy. So why would you not let it run? And why would you spend all your time entering and exit? Enter, exit, enter, exit, enter, exit. Why? Why do you want to work so hard? Gee whiz. So hard on yourself. So anyways, let's go through the charts today. I'll do gold, oil, Bitcoin, dollar pairs, yen pairs. Simple enough, right? If you look at the description below today's video, you'll see a link to my book. You'll see a link to my community. You'll see a link to my broker, tradersway.com, an ethical, trustworthy foreign exchange broker. Yep. They earned my loyalty and respect many years ago through their actions. That's important to me. And so people always ask me, Wayne, what broker should I use? Well, why don't you give Traders Way a try? Start with the demo, see if they can earn your loyalty and respect too. Tradersway.com. So let's get on with it. Let's see what's on your mind. Thank you for answering the poll. Actually, I need a few more people to answer the poll because I don't have a statistically relevant data set. Last few seconds, please answer the poll. What are you trading today? Or maybe it's just YouTube spinning. I don't know. Spin, 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 spin. Well, I'll just go ahead and do the poll. Yep. Okay, we got more than 30, so that's fine. Most interest is on the pound today. That's interesting. It was the euro. Well, this is oil. The gray area is the session that I did this morning. And holy smokes. So that's good. We'll see what happens. We're topping out at the logical toppy area. We'll see what follow-throughs. Now remember, today at 10:30, we have EIA oil inventories report. Yesterday was the API, American Petroleum Institute report. So today is EIA, the Energy Administration, the Energy Information Administration. Their report comes out. So lots of interest in WTI today. Beautiful. The big thing here on this 1 minute is the test of the ultimate low. Ooh la la, just crazy. That test of 77, just loufle. Then what happened? Then it went up for a while, breached this area. Then that became support. Then what happened? It went up for a while and then used this area as support. It's gone up for a while, and I don't know, I think it's too late now to try again. But if you were going to be interested, I would say here, but the issue is the timing, not the price. Huh? So I hope all those in the oil trading course are loving it. I've been enjoying my time with you in the mornings. Maybe we'll continue doing that for a while, huh? I don't know. Maybe. Taking a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin was risk on, hit the daily 21, and then went back to risk off, and we're back below 20. Never really got above it, really. Now we're back to 19. And holy smokes, that could still be incredibly bearish. The way that it behaved there is incredibly bearish. And in fact, if you're doing an October front run, we're talking about 15,000 on Bitcoin, which we did talk about a couple of weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. But now we're set up to really do that. Do it. Oh my God. Oh my God, huh? 15? Actually, what I said 3 months ago is like, why not 10? Well, if it goes to 15, why not 10? Holy smokes. Risk off, Bubba. Is that right, B-Man? Okay. Good morning, JGB. Nice to see you again. Did you see the oil trade? Ooh la la. Muy bien. Okay. Here's all the dollar pairs. Okay. I'm out of all of them. I'm out of all of them, man. Out. I'm out. I'm out. Look. Amazing, right? We went down, hit the target. Out. I'm out. So, of course, I need to get back in. But I'm not quite ready. I need to take a break, I think. Right? I need this to go a little higher before I can sell it. Maybe very much higher before I can sell it. But I am out. Remember before I was moving stops? Moving stops. I think out of the winners, it was 1,500 pips, but I had a few losers. I had about 250 pips in losers, I think. So anyways, okay. Like, for example, oh, and I had to reboot my computer. Hang on, Epic. So I got to get my EpiPen. Interesting thing going on. Not only are we in the target, right? This is all an exit zone. But notice, okay, so even PSAR's taken me out on a lot of these things. But there's the leading indicator, which is the pivot point, and the lagging indicator, which is the PSAR, but they're both taking me out. What is causing the Kiwi to be super weak? Probably the Chinese lockdown. Okay. Their largest trading partner is not in business. That would probably do it, Frankie. Okay, now Euro says stay open, but I got knocked out for 500 pips profit. But this chart says it should keep falling. Well, actually, that's not what it says. Volatility is still positive enough to remain short, but I hit my target. I know, sucks, right? Hope says, thanks for identifying the floor. The flare, as they say in Montreal. The flare. Guy Lafleur. And then pound, giddy up. Okay, this is a giddy up moment. Giddy up. Okay, we kicked off the top. I believe this was something I did with the day trading group last night. And it was actually set short off the 4 hour. Let me go back to that. And, one of the things we do is we focus on ease, not complication. And that's right? The trend is this way. And that was like the thing. That's your thing. The one thing. The secret to life is the one thing. What's the one thing? That's what you got to figure out. Okay. Anyways, boom. Load shedding. Why don't they just jack up prices? Let me get rid of this. La la la. Load sharing, huh? Well, that's what you do, Raymond. You raise the prices so people stop using it. But we know those prices can be sticky. So it's not always true. But yeah. All right, so anyways, I'm still a bear on a pig. But like I said, I got knocked out on this drop. It hit all my targets. So, yeah, I got work to do. We're rolling into the fourth quarter. So I think I have some time. My prime concern right now is whether I move some money around so I could short the S&P 500 some more. So why don't we take a look at that and see how the market's doing. We still have about 15 minutes. By the way, were you surprised with durable goods yesterday? If you look at the 5-year average, basically the seasonality, right? if you look at the seasonality of durable goods, it always surprises to the upside this in the month of September. And last year, there was a big surprise in the month of September. And then in September this year, there was a big surprise to the upside. My question to you is, why is it a big surprise? Man, this new Windows update's done something. So like I have spinning YouTube. You say it's fine. It's not logging into MT5, which is strange. I have 840 megabits per second on my Wi-Fi, so I got way more than enough. If I'm pulling 840, I'm pushing enough to do all this stuff. I mean, I should be pulling this even faster. But Windows just updated, and all of a sudden my whole machine went crazy bad. So I'm like, it's got to be an update. Sure enough, it was an update. So I had to reboot my computer, and everything seemed to be fine. But now it's slow as molasses. Oh, now it loaded. So I don't know what's going on. Thanks for nothing, Microsoft. Thumbs down. Was that right? You had to even delete it. All right. So my question to myself is, should I sell some more? So I'm triple leveraged short at, basically the top of this, I think around 42, the 43, like literally the top of this chart. I'm triple leveraged short. But the thing is, we're on the line, and that's not a great place. But maybe I squeeze one more in there. That's what's on my mind today. Raymond, as a trader, maybe you want to invest into a backup generator and a UPS, an uninterruptible power supply. So if you lose for 2 or 3 hours, you could stay on your battery. And then if the battery is about to fail, then you fire up the generator. You can probably get another few hours, and after that, maybe the power comes back on. How big are my stop losses when you're having a long-term hedge? Well, it's an ETF. I don't really have a stop on it, and I'm profitable. So it's more like I just remove the hedge. And as far as buying, the way I buy stock is for a 25-year outlook. So I bought Apple Computer in, I don't know what year it was, 93, 92, 1992, 1993. I can't remember, but I bought Apple for $6 a share, and I held it a very, 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 very long time, like 30 years. Yeah, Raymond says $2,000. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it all comes down to, whether it's worth, right? That's right, Barry. So anyway, so that's what's on my mind now. I have a clean slate, so I have to regroup and gather. I can't sell more at the bottom. Because again, look at, if we go here, that's a bottom. I can't really sell more there. So like I bought what's it called? A charge station, charge port, charge port, and I'll hold that for a long time. I think the risk to that one is it just doesn't have enough cash flow and runs out of money. But I think they can always raise money, dilute me out. But I think batteries will get so good that you'll never need to really have to charge your car when you're away from home. Right, I think that's the biggest risk to a company like ChargePoint. I have the other one, like EVgo. I have that one too. The idea is like people want the infrastructure so you can charge your car while you're traveling, or you charge your car while you're at Walmart, which I don't know why you have a $100,000 car and shop at Walmart, but why not? And but I think the biggest risk to those companies. Oh, you use both of those in Seattle? Right on. So it makes sense now, right? I did buy Chinese EV electric car makers, but then I realized I don't want to bet on a car. I don't want to bet on a car company. I want to bet on the industry. So you might have an electric Tesla, you might have an electric Ford, you might have an electric Chevy, you might have an electric Toyota, you might have an electric Porsche. Good. So I'm making a bet that you're going to have an electric vehicle, an electric Ford F-150. Cool. Got to charge it. So I ended up going that way, but I look at it as a venture capitalist. There's no stop. I'm not trading it. I'm owning it. So over the next 5 to 10 years, more and more people are going to have electric vehicles, and the common denominator is you're going to want to charge your Hyundai, your Kia. Great. So I'm betting on that grid. But then at some point, there'll be so many electric vehicles that I think what will happen is the technology for batteries will improve. So we'll get away from cobalt and we'll trade. It'll start working on Fisherism, some element that we don't know. You know, Fisherism, Fishizzleism. We just need more Fishizzle, Fiszuranium. Oh, we're going to put Fiszuranium in our batteries, and they'll last 10 times longer. So you can drive from Atlanta to New York, and then when you're in New York, plug it in and charge it, right? That kind of stuff. So when we get to that point where there's a new technology in battery, then I'll just dump that. Oh, Hope's getting the Cybertruck? Cool. I don't know anything about them. But I did buy companies that mine cobalt and copper and platinum. So if you want to go the battery route, you're going to need cobalt. If you want to go hydrogen fuel cell, you're going to need platinum. And so I'm making that play as well. Okay. So I have BMP, for example. I have Rio Tinto, for example. Okay, so these are moving up and I'm out. So I'm tickled pink for today, but I'll probably be crying tomorrow if they start dropping. Oh, I wouldn't say it's a nice portfolio, but thank you. No, it just I no I well, thank you. I look at it though, and I didn't construct it that way, and I've made some mistakes for sure. But you know, there's right two things: time heals all wounds, or bankruptcy court heals all wounds. So the companies are going to come back, and in 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 years, everything I own will be up, or it'll be bankrupt. Because there'll be a zombie apocalypse, and you won't need to charge your Tesla, because everyone will be dead. Okay, taking a look at gold, I guess. Okay, gold is trying to make a run today. So how does that impact Aussie? Ooh la la! Well, good. I stopped selling Aussie yesterday. Or actually, this morning. I stopped selling Aussie this morning. As they say in Manchester. Wah! So that's cool. Hope says Harvard is the new star in battery innovation. Well, their new engineering school is pretty epic. Right? It's pretty epic. I would recommend your children should be, if they decide that they want to become engineers, go to Harvard. It's not just an engineering school like you might go to MIT. Harvard is applied engineering, not theoretical. So it's pretty cool. Applied computation, applied mathematics, applied physics, so on and so forth. Pretty cool stuff. But it's a brand new facility, and it's pretty amazing. I don't know if they probably don't even have pictures. That's how nerdy they are. They spent $100 billion building a brand new, new facility, and there's no pictures. Nerds! Nerds! What are you talking about? There's no pictures? There we go. It's nice, huh? Oh, they bring it now. They bring it here. Interesting. It looks cold, I know. But you gotta, this is over on the side of the Charles River where the B school is. And if you look way out here, that's the other side. That's where the old yard is. These are the houses, some of the river houses. Anyways, yeah, send your kids there. So they're doing some good stuff. Yeah. Any experience with Cambridge in the UK? No, but I'm an Oxford guy, so I did the Oxford algorithmic trading program. And Harvard has a relationship with Oxford more than they do with Cambridge, which is interesting because Harvard's in Cambridge, Massachusetts. But so I have membership access to the Oxford Club in London, in Mayfair. So that's my new home base in London. I hope to be traveling there a lot. Now I have my home away from home. And it's so cool because it's like I got to walk a half a block left and then a half a block right. And I get to J.J. Fox Cigars. And then I go another half a block. And then I'm at Davidoff of London. Right? German Street and everything right there. Just epic. Epic location. Right? Loeb is right there, so I can get shoes made at the same place that the royal family gets their shoes made. It's just like really cool stuff. There's a cool haberdashery, I think, on German Street over there. I can get a nice hat, look like an English gentleman. They probably will sell me a $1 million umbrella that I can use as a walking stick. Anyways. Yeah, I think so too. Hope you're talking about the new style of boating is so radically different from the old school stuff. Yeah. All right, so anyways, let's get on with it. Yen's still not up. Okay. Let's get some of the congruency in time. Drop this into a 4-hour. Okay. Based on a 4-hour, it might be time to regroup, right? But look at this. This is the thing. This is why I use pivot points. Na, 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 right? Na, 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 na. Right? Pivot points. Nope. Nope. Denied. You want to focus on pound? Okay. Well, Richard says Bank of England intervention. What does it mean? Or do you mean BOJ? BOE buying bonds, but they already told us that. We've already made that trade. Right on, Barry. Yeah, I'll do that. I think if we were going to meet up, J.J. Fox upstairs would be the best. Unless you're a member of some like super exclusive club that allows you to smoke cigars indoors or out on a patio. Let me know. You're like, hey, why don't we just smoke cigars on my yacht? Yeah, I guess, Mike, we can go into that. Hang on, but I'm just making the point here. Captain Obvious, but, you know, maybe people are not following. Okay. Wait, I have an order in. Uh-oh. Ooh, look at that. I still have a sell limit. Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! Wee wee wee. Good catch. At least it wasn't a buy order, huh? Anywho, going back to what I was saying. Okay. No diggity, no doubt. Very obvious setups. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay. All of it's straightforward, easy stuff. If you've got caught up in all the other stuff, you're not trading properly. Okay, so questions now. What about like Euro, Noki? Okay. So I would describe it as I trade fundamentals, I don't trade news. I'm actually putting together a presentation that really discusses that. I don't trade news, I don't trade rumors, I don't trade, I trade fundamentals. And then I enter. Well, how about this? Maybe I invest in fundamentals and I trade technicals, but I rarely do cross trading that way, right? The Ritz, I mean, that's only a block, right? What, how you have to go down the alleyway and you get to Davidoff, right? But if you're staying at the Ritz and I'm at the Oxford Club, halfway would be JJ Cigar, right? Like literally, you have to walk a block, I have to walk a block. Sounds terrible. But if you got something better, man, I'm wide open. All right. So anyways, look at that. Yep. So that's just what's happening, right? You see, I keep marking things. So like I mark this, right? And then price does this, which is the micro. Then it does this, which is the micro, right? But so you might think Europe is going to have to pay a lot for natural gas. Norway's going to benefit, and so you short this. I would say if you thought that way, you would not be trading. Because if that was the fundamentals, the technicals say up, so you can't do anything. You're neutral. Right? So you're neutral. So you wait until what? You get something like this, and then you drop it like it's hot. Is that going to happen? Oh, that's not what I said. It's an if-then statement. If, let's say it double tops at the October M3, then I'm going to drop it from basically 1050 down to what, 950. Nice, roughly speaking. That's it. That's it. Ain't no more. Sounds too good to be true, too easy, too simple. Well, I'm a simple guy. Stock market is well open now. We're all the way back down. Hey, oil traders. Here's the line on 80. Okay. There's the breakout. There's all kinds of versions of it. And then it topped out. hit price. So the drop is early, but it makes sense, doesn't it? Remember, for those that were not in my oil scalping session this morning, right? This is where the big bears sell, and this is where the big bulls buy. The trade this morning was this. And when we were just touching it, I'm like, yep, that's probably going to be the low of the session. Nice. Okay. And we also had this as the price where the big bears would be. And we're just looking back over time, and we're like, the real kind of move is looking like this. But there's all kinds of things going on inside. Now, does that negate that, like, am I saying we can't break through 80? No, that's not what I'm saying, but it would act like this. Cool. So we gathered for what, an hour and 20 minutes this morning? Okay. One minute chart. Okay. We had talked about where all the stop orders would be and all that kind of stuff. So pretty interesting. We're on the roll reversal. Last chance for a bull if they're going to try one more time to breach 80. That's it, because otherwise we run out of time in the strategy. This is it. It's the last chance for a bull to break 80 today. I mean, dude, we're the longest you could possibly hold that scalp is another 75 minutes. But others have already gotten out. So that's the thing. Like, if a bull's going to try one more time, that's all they got. And even if bulls buy it now, based on my market open strategy, they only got 75 minutes max to make their money. It's not a lot of time, right? Not a lot of time. To each his own. Okay. Moses says, Mr. Wayne, please just call me sir. I finished reading your book and it was amazing. But I feel like next you needed more. Sure. Next target is the $88 course. Yeah. It's probably cheaper than the book. Yeah, I know I'm pricing the training way too low. Do you realize the $88 course used to be thousands of dollars? I dropped it because of COVID, because people were losing their jobs, staying at home, and we were facing a zombie apocalypse, and people were afraid. There was a lot of confusion. We didn't know what was going on. So I tripled the amount I worked on FX Bootcamp to make myself available. Actually, more than tripled. 500% increase. The time I did FX Bootcamp with people, right? 500% increase, and then I dropped the price by 90%. That was my contribution to COVID. I just haven't changed anything yet. Okay. Victor wants me to go through everything. Sorry, Victor. I'm actually wrapping up, Victor. I hit all my targets. I think I still have See? So here's the week. I lost 100, I lost 100, I lost 25. 333, 333, 333, and 500. These are mini lots, so these are all pips. I lost 100 pips, lost 100 pips, lost 25, 333 pips, 333 pips, 333 pips, 500 pips. And now I'm out. So that's what I've been trading. Now I got to regroup. Notice that my losses are small relative to my winners, but they're not small trades. Those are 100 pip losses. Not pissy little scalps. Which trade is open for now? I just showed you, Victor. Nothing. Come on, Victor. Come on, VP. Everything this morning. And then all my pound trades from last week and the week before, they've all hit limits. I'm out. I'm clean on this account. This account is cleaned. All my limit orders have been hit. Cool. So what do I do now? Sell at support? No. So yeah, I got to regroup. Has anything fundamentally changed? No. But we are near the end of the third quarter and about to start the fourth quarter. So I got to worry about profit taking and repositioning and rebalancing and all that kind of stuff. So, so one argument is like, let's say I want to sell the pound dollar. Okay. The trades that I set you guys up on as far as coaching, I guess I could be here, right? That's what we've been talking about. Okay. Santiago, any recommendations for funding companies? They're all bullshit. So there's my recommendation. It makes absolutely no sense. It's an illusion to suck in poor people. Hey, we'll give you all the money and you get to keep all the profits. But there's a trial. But you got to pass a couple of tests. There's which costs money. So if you do this trial and you pay this money, and then you do that trial and you do that money, then you got to do this other trial and you got to pay that money. But at the end of it, we'll give you $1 million account and you can keep 90% of the profits. It doesn't even make sense. How could that even make sense? If you're going to work that hard, why don't you just bust out an Excel spreadsheet and figure out how do they make money? If you keep 90% of the profits, where do they get their money? What, they don't want a return on an investment? Oh, well, Wayne, it's different. They're a proprietary trading firm. Yeah, which means they're supposed to keep 80% of the profits, not give you 80 or 90% of the profits. It just doesn't make any logical sense. Look, I'll sell you a brand new Tesla for $2,500. Oh, that's a really good deal. Yeah, dude, it's a $130,000 car. But for you, you can buy it for me for $2,500. Brand new, low miles. It's brand new, 0 miles on the thing. It's got some cool upgrades. It's got auto drive. Pay me $2,500. It doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous. But it's like offering a starving person free food. But you have to pay money to join my church. Do you want the free food? Okay. So there's my thought. Santiago says, any new development on the conference for traders? No, but if you guys look, this is the advice I give people. If you want that to happen, kick down my door and make it happen. I'll end up focusing on that. I got a lot going on right now, but dude, if we had like 30 to 50 people, let's say 50 people, that'd be amazing, right? If we had 50 people that say, Wayne, I want to start a hedge fund and I need to know everything about the industry and I need to know everything about the legal contracts. I need to know everything about all the other strategies in the hedge fund sphere and universe so that I know what my potential clients know. Wayne, I also don't know anything about sales. I don't know anything about structuring a company and domiciling them. What's the difference between the fund manager and the fund? Right? So you don't know the structure of the deal. I don't know what the legal contracts are. I don't know how to discuss my track record. I don't know how to discuss the disclosure and risk documents. I don't know how to stand on stage and do a sales presentation. I don't know what goes in a PowerPoint deck. I don't know what goes into a tear sheet. I don't know how to go through the due diligence process. I don't know how to do a dinner pitch. I don't know how to do a cocktail pitch. I don't know my elevator pitch. I'm a fantastic currency trader, Wayne, and I want to raise money and start a fund, but I don't know any of that. That's what I used to do for startups 30 years ago. And this is what's going down now, right? With hedge funds that I'm advising. So if you're like, Wayne, I want to do a hardcore, like 3-day conference that's incredibly detailed and highly interactive. I want that to happen. And there's a bunch of people that say, I want that to happen. Dude, that'd be so much fun. I'd be totally into it. I know the hotel to do it in. I already have organized about half the lectures in my mind. I would just have to spend time doing it. I know some of the exercises we would do. I mean, just there's all kinds of things that could be done. But right now I'm doing other things that I think that are A, interesting to me and B, helpful to you. But if that's one of the kick-ass things we need to do, dude, make it happen. Convince me that's what needs to happen. Yeah, right on. Thank you, Santiago. Yeah, I got it. I think about it probably every 3 days. I daydream a little bit about doing it. But we need 25 to 50 people. Now maybe that's, I'd like it. It'd be great if it was you and let's say you have 2 partners in your firm, right? Your new firm. But we can again, we can start with the legal structure. What is a hedge fund? You won't actually, if you're trading Forex, you're probably not actually a hedge fund. But it's like a hedge fund, but it's structured differently, at least in the United States, right? It's a managed future. You're a CTA. You fall into that situation, but nonetheless, so what's the difference between a CTA and a hedge fund? Great. What are the different types of hedge funds? What are the different types? Are you a CTA or a CPA? Are you both? What's the difference? Okay. But one of the things I know I'd love to do is spend a whole morning going through, let's say, 6 different hedge fund strategies. Obviously long, short. Okay? Market neutral, arbitrage, event strategy, right? Event-driven strategy funds. There's a lot of different types of funds. But remember, if you're going to sit down with someone that can give you $1 million, like they're like, I can throw him $1 million. Great. But that means you're talking to the type of person that is very fluent and experienced, right, with the hedge fund industry. So they know the language, they know the words, they have questions that they want to ask you that they ask everybody else. They've seen a dozen pitches from guys like you, but you're like, well, I've never done this before. Well, he's interviewed 12 other people. Maybe they're all Forex funds. Maybe they're other types of funds. So when he has a question or she has a question, this investor has a question, should I invest into you or should I invest into this other fund? And you're like, I don't understand what an event-driven strategy is. I don't understand what merger arbitrage is. I don't even know the difference between a leveraged buyout firm and a hedge fund, yet alone a CTA managed futures program, right? So like, dude, we could spend a whole morning on that. Just that. But imagine all the legal documents. Can you imagine going page by page through a disclosure document? But then I could see a whole day we could discuss what goes into a PowerPoint pitch. So you get invited to go to a pitch day where every 10 minutes a new opportunity goes on stage and presents in front of 500 investors. So you got a 10-minute slot in front of 500 investors. Get up, go. Okay, from that, okay, so you get up and you have to present. Cool. After that, about 50 people want to meet with you. What goes in that presentation? Out of that 50, 5 want to have a serious sit down with you. Maybe 10 want to have a serious sit down with you. Once again, it's just a different presentation, but this time you got to bring a track record maybe bring more specifics. Maybe they bring a lawyer. Maybe they bring a more experienced person. Maybe they bring a due diligence team. How do you handle that? What do you talk about? What do you do? What do you not do? I mean, dude, like there's a lot that can be done. And imagine you're practicing. How do you talk about your fund with a cocktail in your hand and loud music in the background? I can make you rich quick. Doesn't work. That works for poor people. Hey, I'll give you 90% of the profits. Bullshit. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. You would never tell a rich person you'd make them rich. They're already rich. You sound desperate. Sounds like bullshit. It sounds like you're trying to get their money. They're smarter than that, dude. You can't bring that crap. You know? But anyways, no, I wouldn't want to do that as a course. I would want to... so I used to teach entrepreneurs how to raise money from venture capitalists. Okay? I used to work with dozens of the best, most powerful venture capitalists in the Silicon Valley. I even had an advisory board that had powerful lawyers, powerful venture capitalists on my board of advisor, right? And CEOs that worked with these guys. I used to bring in speech coaches, presentation coaches, like literally speech as far as the language you use and how you speak. I used to bring in neuro-linguistic programming experts, for example. But then I used to do pitch nights. I've raised millions of dollars for startups. Didn't ask for any money. Okay, so like, now I've obviously over time learned the difference between a venture capital fund and a hedge fund in the industry, but dude, there's a lot of similarities as well. A lot of it is you just got to know, But the other side of it is there's a lot of psychology to what's going on. So could I do it in a book? I don't want to do it in a book. Could I do it in a course? I don't want to do it in a course because there's so much subtlety to it. But could we do it over 5 days at an awesome hotel where we practice all day and then maybe we go water sliding or something to take a break. Then we have dinner and then I'm like, Hope, stand up and give us an elevator pitch. So Hope puts down her utensils on her beautiful ribeye steak and roasted vegetables. And she, slides her chair back, stands up, and gives us the elevator pitch. Cool. Santiago, your turn. Stand up, give us an elevator pitch. Okay, can you imagine that kind of stuff while over dinner? I envision doing a mock cocktail event where you can practice doing your elevator pitch with music in the background. There's white noise going on. It's hard to hear. You got a cocktail in your hand. Maybe you're on your second cocktail. And we bump, which means you go from the partner you're talking to a different person. You get over there and they're like, hey, nice to meet you. My name is Wayne. What's your name? My name is Hope. Cool, Hope. What do you do? I'm a Forex trader. Really? And I can say, well, that's cool, Hope. I'm rich. I'm looking for a Forex trader. Right? So anyways, but can you imagine doing that? Oh, we'd have so much fun. That would be like vacation for me. 1,000,000 times better than going to Disney World. Robin says, yeah, you'll make a steady 10% year over year with max 3% drawdown. Yeah, you know what? That would not be the right approach. Not in the first meeting. Not in but that might be appropriate in a very certain circumstance. Yeah. But I'm telling you, so like if we had 5 people, it wouldn't be enough. We couldn't do things like cocktails. Like one of my ideas that we had before is we do a 5-day event that ends with a 2-day party, basically. We'll have to call it a training event so people can write it off in their taxes. But let's say we meet Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning, but Friday afternoon, other people start showing up that haven't gone through the training. They're just here for the weekend training, which is something that they can write off in their taxes. But basically Saturday, we have a big get together and a big party Saturday night. So let's say another 100 people roll in. They're not interested in starting a fund, but they're boot campers and they just want to party with a bunch of other boot campers. Now we got our cocktail. Now we got our cocktail party. Hope's practicing her elevator pitch on Maida. Maida just wants to party. Hope's getting practice in a real world. And we're having a good time. Like, oh my God. But again, that'd be epic. Alien angels. So I think we got to wrap up. I got my new laptop showing up today, and I don't want them to arrive and then I don't sign and then it gets caught into that process. But I just want to go right back. I just want to see my WTI, and it looks like, let's go into a Fiverr, and she survived. Oh la la, she survived. WTI is alive. Anyways, cool. Okay. So anyways, guys, like Santiago and Hope, they're like, I'm in, and I know a couple other people want this to happen. If you want to do a week like that, dude, it would take me an amazing amount of work. But I'm willing to do it because I would love doing it. But you also have to realize it's expensive. So it's like, Wayne, I want to start a hedge fund, but I don't have any money. Okay, this is going to be a problem. All right. Obviously, we got to pay the hotel. You got to have a hotel room. You got to buy food. You got to be able to afford to buy yourself a cocktail. But if you're starting a fund and it's like a real business and you want to know where to domicile, you want to hire a lawyer to build a proper company so that your bylaws are proper. Your lawyer actually knows how to structure a hedge fund. If you're not quite there, but you could afford a lawyer, but you're not quite there yet, at least I can teach you like where to domicile, where to structure, and that there's a fund, but then there's a fund manager. And what about compliance and regulatory issues? And what can you do? And what can you do? Oh my God. Imagine going through people's D-docs. Like I'll bring one of my D-docs, my disclosure documents. Let's go. What's inside of a disclosure document, what's not, because this is what your lawyer is going to have to make for you. Or maybe use my template. Cool. Okay. Imagine we spent a whole day going through other funds' pitch decks, other funds' tear sheets. Imagine going through tear sheet after tear sheet after tear sheet. What do you like about this one? What don't you like about this one? What do you think about what these guys are, how they did their tear sheet? Is it better? Is it weird? How come it's different from the other 5 we just reviewed? Would an investor like seeing something different when it's unusual? Maybe they're just like, I don't like that. So what would you do? Imagine going through all that kind of stuff. But, it's expensive. You know what I mean? Barry says, yeah, I'd love that invitation, but wouldn't want to start a hedge fund. But you could not be like, you could be you could still run a managed program, not a formal hedge fund, but working with, let's say, either a couple of high net worth individuals that you might want to work with, or maybe you want to work for a family office. You still need to know this stuff. So you're not really a hedge fund, but then you meet somebody and they have some money and they're like, I'm Barry, I want to work with you. And they're like, that sounds good. And they're like, bring your tear sheet. What's a tear sheet? Do you have and are you legally obligated to also give them a D-doc? What's a D-doc? How do you get paid? How do you structure it? How do you do it? And all of a sudden, they'll assume you know this stuff. Wayne, do you want people to have a Series 6 or 7 or a CFP? No. Do you need to have a license to attend and do this? To learn how to structure it? No. But at some point, if you're in the United States and you're right and you want to trade Forex on behalf of other people, right? The simple answer is you'll need to be licensed and registered by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission through the National Futures Association. So you'll need to be a member of the NFA. You would need to become a commodity trading advisor, a CTA, which means you will have to pass the Series 3. And you'll probably have to pass the Series 34. And then you would have to then take your company, your Forex trading company, which is also a member of the NFA, and it would also have to register as a Forex trading firm. And you see all the compliance? Can you see all the lawyers? And then once you do that, Then they need to review your DDoc. They need to review your anti-money laundering process. They need to look at other legal aspects. You will have to file quarterly reports and annual reports. You'll have to file annual reports audited by an outside firm. You understand? So there's a lot going on here. It's complicated. That's why money is required. It's all about AUM. Okay? So if you only have a couple of $100,000 of other people's money, you probably can't afford to be a CTA in the United States. But there are some loopholes where if you only have a couple of clients and if it's under a certain amount of money, you could probably do it, but you could never scale. Yeah. So what you do though is, but think of the knowledge. You would need to know that, right? I'm telling you, you don't learn this stuff unless you get, like, maybe you would learn this stuff if you're getting your MBA at Harvard Business School, but I don't think so. You'll get the gist of it. You'll take some classes that will have some case studies on it. There'll be a couple of paragraphs in some of your required reading, but you can come out with a Harvard MBA and not know how to do any of this stuff. It's very interesting. Like, I do know a few professional more than a few professional traders, and it's really interesting to have these conversations. You know, when they're structuring deals and stuff, like, well, where are you domiciling the fund? Who's going to be the manager and where's that domiciled? Right? Who's your prime? Like, how do you put, and I can tell you, it takes right now months and months and months to do the paperwork. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? But the thing is, how do you learn? How do you learn this? Very, 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 very few people know. It's very complicated, very tedious, and it's amazing how few people actually know, and it prevents people from becoming professionals. Okay? I could even fly in some of my buddies and we can do a Q&A with them. Okay? Where are you domiciled? Bahamas? BVI? Nevis? Okay? And why is the manager out of the Caymans? Oh, well, we did it this way and we did it that way. Okay? Because remember, there's the fund, there's the manager, which might be you, but it's a different entity. But your clients have special needs and they have their money in different instruments or in different entities. And so there are some requirements there. And there's due diligence on that, but there's compliance on that. And there's compliance on the manager, and there's compliance on the manager's docs, and there's compliance on the fund. So the fund could be in the United States. The manager could be domiciled in the Bahamas. I have a friend that has a hedge fund out of the Bahamas, but I also know someone else that their fund, not the fund, but the manager is in the Caymans. And the first thing I said, well, why the Caymans? I know BVI probably has some capital flight out of there, which means you have to know what that is and why. Why'd you choose the Caymans over like Bahamas? And Bahamas isn't that great, but how'd you make that choice? Like, why that choice? Why not Nevis? Okay. Was it even a consideration? So like you have to be able to go through these conversations and know them. And I'm telling you, that is scarce information. Your guru on YouTube doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about. They're still trying to tell you that you should use MACD to get rich. So I'll leave it at that. If you want to go that direction, probably next year, but I'm telling you, I would love to do a conference like that. Oh, I would love it, but it's expensive. So we'll need people, because if I rent a space at a hotel, the space is, let's say, I'll make up a number, $10,000 a day, whether you have 2 people or whether you have 100 people. You could probably fit up to 300 people, depending on if you have tables versus chairs, whether there's a stage or no stage, all that kind of stuff. But I want a stage, I want a DJ, I want some chairs and tables, but I want walking space. So I need a certain space. It might cost us $10,000 for the space per day or something. I don't know what the number is. So we need a certain number of people, so the per unit cost, aka how much I charge you, comes down. Okay? It would be Nashville, the center of the United States, and it's cheap. And the hotel is freaking unbelievably awesome. It's got everything we need and way more. Everything. You walk in, you're like, Jesus criminy, look at this place. It's nuts. We'll probably do it in February or middle of January when nobody's traveling and all that kind of stuff. Probably like the middle of January. We'll get together in freezing cold Nashville. Everyone just finished their family vacation. Nobody's going on vacation second or third week in January, right? Yes, it's the one with the river in it, Taylor. Yeah. I've been there about 5 times. Been to one conference, and I've taken my family several times. And yeah, it's just, I'm walking around like, we got to do a conference here. We got to do a conference. I wouldn't do Central America, but my other idea, and maybe it's a follow-up to the conference. My other idea was we fly to the Bahamas, and I have lawyers waiting. And we do a conference, which means you can write it off in your taxes. We'll have a few speakers, and we'll talk about the benefits of domiciling in the Bahamas or other places in the Caribbean, how to structure the deals and how to do this and how to do that, and the type of docs that they'll provide and the advice that they advise, and they'll put it all together. Great. So they'll train us all. And then if you want to walk over there, you can pay for it, and they'll start the process to get your fund up and running. You see what I mean? But it was an educational conference, which means you can write the whole working trip to the Bahamas. And we'll work. But the thing is, my God, we're in the Bahamas. You're eating lobster, smoking a cigar you rolled that day, drinking fabulous rum, and we'll practice some elevator pitches on the beach. You have to talk over the waves. But you got to get used to speaking up and speaking clearly and getting to the point. And then you go back and you get, a tax write-off. Nice! So, look, man, and ladies, men, women, ladies and germs, if you want to do something like that, I can throw it together. But, again, we'll need people. Yeah. No, I know the exact place. I know, I can put all this together quickly. I'd need to make phone calls and bring in some experts, right? But I know the place and everything for it. I kind of already have the agenda set up. It'd just be pa-chow. Yeah. Yes, and we're not going to that godforsaken hotel with 7,000 people in it. No, this would be a private boutique hotel. Yeah. Modest. Cool, but modest. You know, been around. But anyways, I got to go, man. I got to go. Time's going by. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Sorry for babbling, but I hope you get a sense that I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And if you're at that same level, I'm just saying, ask for help. Let me know how I can help. I want you to succeed. Okay? But you got to get involved. You got to take a step forward. If you haven't joined FX Bootcamp, you join now. Because if you don't pay the $88, I can't afford to buy my yellow Lambo. So I'm going to sell my soul to get you to pay $88. Or maybe that's not the case. Maybe it's actually worth $88. Maybe it's worth $1,000. I can't help you if you don't help yourself. So join. Smell you later, dude.